If you get caught, you're going to get prosecuted to the full extent of law.
We're continuing our coverage tonight in Springfield as the city faced yet another day of threats. In fact, the governor is saying the city of Springfield has now had 40 bomb threats in less than 2 weeks. City and state leaders holding another press conference, laying everything out they're doing to keep the community safe.
The reason that we have taken some of these extraordinary steps is so the citizens of Clark County, Haitian, non-Haitian, whoever they are, can in fact feel safe. We are moving pretty darn quickly if there is a report that a building has been threatened, and that's our goal, is to get in there, get people out, but quickly open it back up.
State troopers have been stationed at every building throughout the city of Springfield School District. We also know Homeland Security plus investigators from the Ohio BMV and the public safety I should say, are on the ground in Springfield as well. We now know tonight, though, the White House will be sending security support to Springfield. This after former President Donald Trump and his running mate J.D. Vance continue to comment on false claims about Haitian immigrants.
We tasked DOJ's Community Relations Service to Springfield to help the community come together and enhance their ability to prevent conflict, provided 4 bomb-sniffing dogs to help the community ensure buildings are safe and they can respond to incoming threats.
The Department of Homeland Security is also working with the city and the state of Ohio. And in response to recent threats in Springfield, Mayor Rob Rue issued a proclamation aimed at the safety of everyone living in the city. Now, it'll ensure the city can act if there are any safety concerns like violence or cyber threats. The goal, of course, is to protect people while keeping costs low and reduce the strain on city resources.
The emergency declaration is a precautionary measure to ensure the city can respond quickly to security concerns. It is not an indication of immediate danger, but allows us to efficiently and effectively protect our public safety.
Now, this proclamation will stay in effect until the city determines public safety risks have subsided. Former presidential candidate and Ohio native Vivek Ramaswamy holding a town hall in Springfield tonight. Now, it comes as the city was thrown into the political spotlight along with dozens of bomb threats. Bob Kendrick was on the ground in Springfield and brings us the key conversations from tonight's gathering.
I don't actually blame any of the 70,000 people in Springfield for the mess in Springfield.
Springfield, a city under siege, trying to assimilate thousands of Haitian immigrants, a local example of a nationwide issue.
After meeting with a bunch of them today, I don't even blame the 12 to 20,000, most of them certainly, I don't blame most of them, the Haitian migrants, who were brought here by unconscionable means. I blame the federal policies.
Vivek Ramaswamy says he wants diverse voices in the conversation to hear the problems they see.
You try to get into a hospital that's 100% capacity.
We now have an influx of people coming into these schools that the focus is on them because they have not assimilated, they do not know the culture, they do not know the language. What is happening to our kids is not fair.
I think one thing we should be united on, there simply are too many mass migrants here. So we need less migrants in this town. We can't absorb them. We need to take some of that money that's being given to them and give that to people in the community who've been harmed by this.
Attendees complain the diverse voices do not include city leaders.
They don't really know, if they're not living on that side of town, what really goes on.
Ramaswamy claims he invited them.
I sat there for an hour with them after we met with the Haitian group. I think they actually really do care, at least the subset I met with. I think the reason they're not here tonight is not because they don't care about this. It's because they're scared.
As for solutions, most came from Ramaswamy, including...
If we've had the largest influx of illegal immigrants in American history, that it stands to reason we should have the largest mass deportation of immigrants in American history. If you're going to pick the limited number, you may as well pick the ones that are most likely to be able to assimilate, most likely to be able to be participants in economic action, and those who are able to actually integrate their kids into the schools.
Tempers staying mostly in check.
Well, just one.
This is my minute.
This exchange over faith-based groups bringing in immigrants.
We're not unwelcoming to that effect. But 20,000, when does it stop?
I hope that Springfield's best days are ahead.
Any actionable items?
Yeah, I do. I think we need to make sure that people actually are able to pass not only written light driver's license tests, but driving actual tests. I think there's a strong consensus that immigrants who enter the country who are going to have dependence on the welfare state should not be permitted to actually enter the country. But I think there's actually consensus among that, and even in the Haitian community too. Good seeing you, man. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. So I think that there's a lot of common ground and agreement that that is it'd be a lost opportunity if we believe that everybody's divided. We're not nearly as divided as we actually have to be.
We no longer agree to disagree. If we don't agree with each other, we're fighting against each other.
Tonight, it is Welcoming Week across the nation, and it couldn't come at a better time here in the Miami Valley. Welcome Dayton held an event putting the spotlight on the importance of immigrants in our community and the challenges they face. Jenna Lee Borg now live in studio tonight, and you were at this event. So why are events like this so important?
Well, Elise, tonight's event was for the community to connect and grow relationships with each other. It was a time for immigrants to share their personal stories amid the political turmoil now happening in Springfield.
Our community is in the front lines of the immigration debate, working to balance resources, uphold local values, and support those seeking a better life. Springfield, Ohio is committed to navigating these challenges while ensuring the well-being of all our residents and continuing to foster strong and inclusive, vibrant community.
Springfield may be at the forefront of the political debate about immigration, but conversations about immigration happen in communities every day. This week is Welcoming Week in the U.S. It's meant for the community to better understand immigrants and their backgrounds. In honor of the week, the Centerville Washington Diversity Council and Welcome Dayton hosted an event. 4 immigrants shared their personal experiences. I got a chance to speak one-on-one with Dr. Jose Torres. I asked him what some of the challenges are that immigrants face.
You know, without a doubt is the language barrier. You know, the misconception, that's a big barrier at times, especially when you just get here. Of course, leading to, you know, resources, how to get resources and everything. If you don't know the language, you don't know how to find them and you don't know how to ask for them. Second is the culture. People don't understand each other's cultures.
Surprisingly, one man told attendees at one point he lived in the city of Springfield.
I ended up in Springfield, and yeah, I went to Catholic school in Springfield, a small Catholic school in there, and I meet some greatest people in my life, and I never felt any different.
With so many local people being connected to Springfield, I asked Torres what he thinks about some of the political conversations the city has been at the center of.
We no longer agree to disagree. If we don't agree with each other, we're fighting against each other. We're telling each other, you know, awful things. We're telling each other awful things about our cultures and yourselves, and that has to stop. Rhetoric on one side, rhetoric on the other side. You know, it's just we just need to make sure that we agree to disagree, and that's okay, and we can still be friends.
Torres also told me he urges everyone to do their research before making an opinion. We'll have more of what the panel of immigrants shared at our website at Dayton247now.com. Back to you.
Well, drought conditions continue across the Miami Valley. In fact, worsening across the Miami Valley. Eastern counties now under extreme drought conditions. That's the 4th highest tier, as you can see right there, 5th highest, I should say, compared to none. And we do have that for our eastern counties, including Clark County, Greene County, into Champaign County, and then also extending into parts of Montgomery County and even into Miami County too. We need the rain. It's been over a month since we've seen over 1/100th of an inch of rain, at least at the Dayton airport. And the good news is we have some in the forecast. But for right now, 70s across the board, 71 in Dayton, some 60s out there too, 68 in Greenville, 70 in Wapakoneta. Otherwise, hot weather in place until our next weather maker does bring a chance for some showers. Tomorrow, though, for kids heading to school, just plan on the heat with highs in the lower 90s.
Much of the state seeing those drought conditions, as Natalie mentioned tonight, what some counties are now doing to make sure things don't get worse.
And I'll be talking about that football forecast as well as those rain chances. I'll time it all out for you coming up. Here's a live look from our Eco Plumber Skycam. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
The Sports Desk is sponsored
Natalie showed us this map just moments ago, but you're taking a live look at the drought situation here in the state of Ohio. The U.S. Drought Monitor revealing 18 counties are now under that exceptional drought category. That is that deep red you see there on that map. And there is no better way to see the effects of the drought better than looking at the grass, of course. This is several counties issue burn bans and brush fire concerns. Rodney Dunnigan's story shares why counties made these decisions.
Central Ohio, no doubt in need of a dousing of rain, most of the area under extreme conditions. Local firefighters indicate conditions are ripe for a potential brush fire to ignite. Pleasant Township, one of those local fire departments hoping for the best, but ready for the worst.
If you're not careful, you can get yourself in trouble.
In response to extremely dry conditions in various parts of the state fire marshal ordered a widespread ban on open burning, impacting a number of local counties. A few things to keep in mind. Under the burn ban, a number of things are prohibited. Any open burning of trash, debris, or waste. Campfires and bonfires are a no-go. Using or discharging any type of fireworks.
That was Rodney Dunnigan reporting. Now, Harrison Township's fire chief issuing a complete ban on open burns there today to protect the community from heightened fire risks. Now, open fires of any kind, non-electric, outdoor cooking methods, smoking, fireworks, or other spark-causing recreational activities are now prohibited. Violators could get a citation or be criminally prosecuted.
Well, one impact the drought may have is our fall foliage. So this is a picture that I took earlier today. Now these trees, I don't know what type they are, but they always change earlier than a lot of the other trees. So it's a beautiful sight, but they're also falling very quickly. So unfortunately, that may be an impact, is that they may fall because the trees are stressed because they haven't had much in the way of rainfall, and that's before they change their color. That being said, we have rain in the forecast, so we're still hoping for some bright colors this fall. But here's a look at our current report. Little to no color for right now here in the Miami Valley. Of course, some spots, as you can see off to the Rockies, already starting to see some changes. But it's not for us here in the Miami Valley until about late October that we're expecting peak fall color. This is average peak fall color across the United States. Notice our southern states not until late November to get that little fall color that they see. But the good news is we have some rain, so hopefully that will help things out with our next weather maker off to the northwest. Hot weather tomorrow. Can't even rule out a stray shower late tomorrow, but our weather pattern does turn active. We're talking several rounds, in fact, of precipitation possible from Sunday, Monday, and then eventually Tuesday we'll get our cold front to make its way in, ushering in some cooler air as temperatures will return closer to normal for this time of the year.
House Speaker Johnson is scrambling to form a plan B after his temporary government funding bill failed in the House yesterday.
I'm already talking to colleagues about their many ideas. We have time to fix the situation, and we'll get right to it. I'm disappointed.
By time, Johnson means the less than 2 weeks we have until the government runs out of funding. His bill paired a short-term fix with a new voter requirement for non-U.S. citizens. Democrats made their opposition clear about the citizenship measure and are now taking issue with the 6-month timeline.
By trying the partisan route, he's flopped, totally flopped right on his face.
Democrats note it's already illegal for non-citizens to vote and say the new measure just places an extra burden on voters. Despite a looming government shutdown, President Biden highlighted the progress of our economy. During an address to the Economic Club, Biden brought up the Federal Reserve's first rate cut in more than 4 years. Biden called the Reserve's announcement good news for consumers and the overall economy, but emphasizes there's still work to do.
So let's be clear. The Fed lowering interest rates isn't a declaration of victory. It's a declaration of progress. It's a signal we've entered a new phase of our economy and our recovery.
Polls show the economy is a top issue for voters this year. Biden touted inflation hitting a 3-year low of 2.5 in August, but acknowledged many Americans are still struggling with high costs. Tensions continue to rise in the Middle East between Israel and Hezbollah. This after back-to-back days of bombing attacks in Lebanon, leaving dozens dead and thousands more injured. Israel neither claimed nor denied it was behind the mass bombings, but said it's now shifting its priorities to the north.
As time goes by, Hezbollah will pay an increasing price. In the new phase of the war, there are significant opportunities, but also significant risks.
Now, in retaliation to the attacks in Lebanon, Hezbollah conducted multiple strikes across Israel's northern border, killing at least 2 soldiers and injuring several more. Both sides of the conflict are calling this a new phase of war. A live look now over the Beaver Creek area from our Eco Plumber Skycam. Let's send things out to Chief Meteorologist Natalie Walters.
Well, yet another warm and dry evening out here on our Watson's weather patio. Hot weather in the forecast over these next couple of days. We're tracking more 90s, lower 90s in the forecast for our Friday as well as our Saturday, upper 80s by Sunday. Now check out next week. So rain chances return. We do see mid 80s on Monday, 80 for our high temperature by next Tuesday. Even though 80 is cooler than we have been, technically that's still above our normal for this time of the year, and for the most part that would be a rain-cooled 80 degrees. Now we do have even cooler air on the way. We're tracking some 70s, checking into late next week, so we'll have a look at that 7-day forecast coming up here in just a bit.
A mass food drive at UD's Welcome Stadium. How many Miami families were served and the new resources for families who are struggling. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Take Dayton 24/7 Now News.
A local food pantry addressing hunger and food insecurity in our community. The food bank held a massive food drive this afternoon at UD's Welcome Stadium. People received fresh food and produce and even other essential items. New this year was Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, giving kids books. SIXA actually passed out pet food to help the whole family.
If families are coming to us looking for food, they likely have other needs as well. And if you happen to have pets when you encounter a life crisis, then that means you and your pets are suffering. And so when families come through and pick up food for themselves, a lot of times we're finding that they are sharing it with their dogs and cats in order to get by. So SIXA has been really phenomenal, jumping on board, helping out to pass out food so we can feed the entire family.
Now, the food bank served nearly 6,000 families today. And to donate to the food bank or volunteer, visit thefoodbankdayton.org to find information on receiving food. Just click Need Food at the top of their webpage, where you can find different resources. And one local nonprofit is continuing its mission to help local